Natalia. Even though they didn't win one of those games, he made a lot of picks. It definitely looks like a Keane champion. He's able to use the utility very well, able to roam very well, and pick up some key snipes.
Well, there's a Sivir ban actually from Immortals, so take that one away from Apollo. Kind of curious bans here, but we'll see what Ray wants to pick up first for the team. Elise is open, and then we'll take it with 2 junglers banned.
Yeah, so that, to me, Gragas jumps out, of course, as the next one. Reingover, though, anytime you see him, there's a question of the Olaf coming back up, resurfacing every once in a while, and they could do a Karma composition where they pick up Karma, use her speed to try and get Olaf into the back line. Sivir, as you said, is banned, but Karma definitely highly prized and wouldn't be surprised if it did go for an early round pick for Adrian. This is 6-14 now, though, and Sona also, he was able to show some time on that. Adrian flexing his champion pool a little bit. Immortals, they talked about how they don't want to fall into the same traps that they did last season. You know, they want to try more things during the regular season, get a little bit more variety in the compositions that they like to run, as well as the strategies that they're going to use in the LCS games on stage.
And for the most part, they have been, as we do see Jin and Vladimir from Immortals. It has, I think, found a few more moments of weakness maybe for Immortals. They've definitely slipped more often than you'd expect from last season, just based on trying more things. But you have to think long-term for the team. They're looking to playoffs, they're looking to win, looking towards Worlds perhaps even now as well. So mixing it up's good here, because they've got such a comfortable lead in the season so far.
Yeah, I mean, early rounding the Vladimir, though, to me, definitely signals, yeah, the Cassiopeia from Keane, because I was going to say, not only has Keane had a very strong Cassiopeia performance, it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, I really like it into Vladimir specifically. As people who have been watching the CLG game right now just saw Phoenix completely go off with the Cassiopeia. It's just that Cassiopeia, she has sustain. It's not quite as much as Vladimir's, but it's enough. Plus, she has way more kill pressure than Vladimir does in lane. So if Keane and Apex can actually turn their focus from the top lane and actually play around Keane, I think this would be definitely one of the big opportunities for them to actually try and have some more flexibility in their play style and use a Cassiopeia as one of those late game machine gun mages to try and find victory that way.
Yep, Caitlyn's actually going to join in for the Apex side, but bottom lane and jungle locked in for Immortals. Sona Jin will be the 2v2 lane there for Immortals, and Reingover with the Gragas open just does go straight to the strong jungler.
Yep, there it is. The Gragas comes up. Huge playmaker, and the availability of Gragas' plays is definitely something that can keep Cassiopeia in check. Because it's a champion that can play super aggressive in the mid lane, but Gragas is a jungle champion that punishes aggressive moves very heavily. So you have to have vision. We'll probably see increased focus on getting vision for Team Apex around the mid lane.
Yeah, got to make sure carries are protected, as we'll see how Apex want to finish this draft. Ray will need a blind pick top laner here most likely, and Xpecial actually takes Soraka into a lane. Very rarely do we see him play range supports, let alone the likes of Soraka, but now there for Ray. Seems relatively safe 1v1 without seeing what Huni wants to play.
Sustain wars here for Apex versus Immortals. Sona versus Soraka.
Sweet.
It's come a ways. But it is also because
Not sweet.
We're seeing initiation picked up from other areas. On the side of Apex, they've got the Gnar and the possibility of cocoons, I guess. Gnar's not 100% reliable, though, so maybe Apex will be punished for not getting a more reliable engage, but that will be up to Ray. He has been very good on the champion. He was very good last night. He almost single-handedly won them the game where he was playing Gnar, and that was definitely his best tank performance. On the side of Immortals, it looks like it might actually all be in Reingover's hands, which is not terribly new for Immortals, as they mostly draft their engage from Reingover. But that is going to be the Rumble locked in for Huni once again in the top lane. This has been his preferred counter pick to Gnar. He's done it already a couple times in this season, and he does like to go with the early Proto Belt. Very, very high damage potential for early dragon fights. So we'll see if Immortals try and control the early Drakes. I also really do like Jin as far as early Drake control. Kind of goes unnoticed. People don't really talk about it as much, but the early flat armor penetration build for Jhin is so scary because once he gets level 6, he's got some of the flat armor penetration coming in, and those ultimate shots really do a lot of work around the dragon pits, and you can catch people out as well. So looks like Immortals gonna have some early focus, I think, on the bottom side of the map.
Well, Coach is going to shake hands. A lot of push and pull in that draft, but I feel like both teams have A, got what they wanted, and B, actually drafted relatively similar comps. So, as always, it'll come down to execution. But let us know your predictions for this series by tweeting the hashtag APXWin or the hashtag IMTWin. Are Apex going to finally topple a giant and be the only other team not named TSM to beat Immortals? Or will Immortals continue just steamrolling through the summer season as they pretty much have been all year long, it feels like? No matter what happens, I think this game's going to be pretty exciting. Both these teams love to get aggressive in the early game.
Yeah, it is a daunting task for Apex, but they are in a good position. If they can get another victory, it would feel very nice to get a little bit of buffer there around the cutoff for playoffs. And they definitely have a lot of late game damage. See if Soraka Sustain and the control of Elise early can get them there.
Well, we did mention that the early game is expected to be intense. As a result, I'm actually going to calm things down and just pause.
We're just building more tension here, Pastry.
I like it. You're curious to see kind of how this thing works out early on. But of note, I guess we can talk about a couple of things we see already. Can see summoner spells so far. Actually, double ghost is kind of curious here. Both opting for the teamfight summoners in the mid lane rather than something like a teleport or a defensive combat summoner.
Yeah, mobility is really important for both of these mages in the mid lane. And these are definitely my preferred summoners for both of them, actually. The extra mobility summoner in Ghost just helps Vladimir get to that back line and be that enormous teamfight presence that he wants to be so much more than any of the other summoners. And Cassiopeia, the big advantage that she can get in mid lane are a lot of chase down kills. And as well, Cassiopeia is one of those champions that you put up there actually on the same tier as Rumble, where as a jungler, if you're ganking her, you do have to be kind of careful, and you have to get some extra vision or know where the other jungler has been seen recently or something, because Cassiopeia is one of the great champions at turning around ganks into double kills for her. If she is able to dodge and then tag you with the poison, so she gets extra speed boost and able to chain off a whole bunch of fangs. So both teams actually are going to have to worry about that as far as the ganks that they do go for.
Yeah, and we know Shrimp kind of does admire Reingover in a lot of ways as a player. You kind of mentioned it already.
Doesn't
with
everybody?
Gragas, but of course, I would. Certainly a very strong jungler. But I mean, Reingover, he's known for counter gank pressure. Rexo was taken away, I believe, banned in this particular series. But you said it already, Gragas is great to reacting to plays. Reingover, whenever he's in the right spot, could turn things around very quickly. So Shrimp's going to have to be keeping tabs on him the whole time.
And counter ganking is one of the most impressive skills that a jungler can have, because it's only part science. It's also kind of part art, really. There's a lot of psychology in trying to read your opponent, judge your opponent, use typical human behaviors, and try and make just your best judgments as far as the predicting where your enemies are going to go. Plus, there is a lot of the science of trying to gain extra information, eliminate areas where they aren't, and you can kind of narrow down the possibilities that your opponent has open to them. And then if especially if you get a good handle on the player psychology, as we're over Huni there, and he's one of the players that is most often categorized as extremely aggressive in the top side and liking to go for a lot of early fights. As we see everybody actually trading a lot of blows until minions spawn, but it looks like we are going to get those standard lanes. Very happy with that.
Yep.
And that definitely does set up a lot more potential for those counter ganks and for those junglers to have some early playmaking potential.
I too love when junglers get to do what they want rather than just farm through vertical sides of the jungle. So curious to see where Shrimp and Reingover go. They'll actually start on the same side of the map here for this first bit. Ray and Shrimp, on the Apex side will start this Gromp, and a bit of action from Huni and Reingover on the Krug side. So we'll see if maybe bottom lane, maybe mid lane, some early attention, but definitely need to watch these lanes in everywhere, because kills could happen just like that.
Definitely could. Except for maybe the bottom lane. That's the Sustain Wars that we were talking about. We'll see them get started here as they both get into range of experience. Apollo, I think he got all 3 of those quite nicely with the Caitlyn. Yeah, everybody good CS now. But yeah, returning to the junglers, one of the other things, as we talk about possibilities for both of these very potent early game ganking junglers, both Elise and Gragas, level 3 is huge for them. Gragas can actually even go for level 2 ganks. I really like the MLXG special over in the LPL. He even can do, or sometimes does this red buff start on Gragas. It's straight level 2 right after red buff, goes mid lane with a flash belly slam gank, and it's a possibility, but Reingover, as you saw, started Krugs, so both of these junglers are just going to try and get their double buffs as quickly as possible. That does signal to me that they do probably want to fight early, because if you're just going to go hard farm, you pick up the small camps on the way, and basically you want an extra couple seconds of efficiency by clearing those out.
Wow, Adrian leaving to ward actually costs a Wildturtle his heal there, so unfortunately not there. Apollo and Xpecial able to get some good harass down. Shrimp was looking for maybe a dive, but they do pull out of the play.
And key component here is that Adrian did get vision of Shrimp. So for a guy like Reingover, that's huge, because Reingover didn't have to give up his position. We talk about tracking the enemy jungler. You track him from the moment your support last saw him. You can gauge about 20 seconds back over into his own side of the quadrant. Since he saw him with both buffs, he knows that he went only 3 camps to grab those buffs because it was so early in the game. And now he's judging a little bit early on the Wolf camp here. Does have the ward down early though, and won't be punished for starting up the Wolf camp ahead of time.
Apollo taking damage as well. Adrian able to get some nice poke in there with the Sona Q. Huni and Ray have been back and forth since level 1, but Huni right now has a bit of a CS lead. Ray should collect some of these and catch up relatively quickly, but Huni seems to have initiative right now.
Yeah, this is the big change that people were talking about, the buffs to Rumble. One of the biggest of the buffs, this is a few patches ago, by the way, quite a long time actually, were that the extra... Oh,
ignited! They're going in! Flash forward from Wildturtle, but the exhaust is down. Damage back there from Apollo. Xpecial does live through it.
The Sustain Wars are all out of mana. Adrian is dry now. Anyways, Huni, here goes a...
Oh, Mr. Harpoon. Tragic. I think that might have been a kill for Huni, or at least a flash for him, but I'll stay safe-ish for now.
Regardless, this is going to attract junglers. Whenever junglers see 2 top laners that low, exchanging blows over and over. Yep, Shrimp's the first one. He's in the area, so... And there's blood in the water here in the top lane as they're going after each other, trading.
Delicious jungle bait here. Huni hasn't spotted him just yet. Shrimp, oh, good flash. Huni gets out from under the cocoon, and now Reingover's bottom side looking for someone. He wants Xpecial, but great silence might stop it. Adrian flashes forward to try and lock them down, but it's just not enough.
So each jungler blows a flash on the gank. Oh, there's Cassiopeia, does land the poison for the extra speed. Chases off Pobelter. But I have to say, Pobelter's doing a pretty good job in this lane, sustaining and retaining control of the minion wave actually here, not letting Keane get that extra kill pressure. Does still have his potion as well, so Pobelter is actually feeling just fine. Once Vladimir gets to scale up and gets more points in the transfusion, and is going to start to work towards, I assume, a Spirit Visage, since there's a jungler that's AP as well. That would be quite a strong first item for him. He'll be able to just be an immovable object in the mid lane. Right now, though, soaks up some gank pressure as well.
Yeah, Shrimp just hanging out, making sure Keane's going to push his wave out safely. Pobelter does ding 6 Keane there as well, but that'll take too many Twin Fangs to get the mana back, I think, so he will recall and probably look for that early tier. Pobelter, though, can just stay here if he wants to, but probably looks to base after shoving that wave back out. As Ray, Mega now on the top lane, looking for something. His level 6 flashes in, hits the ulti ward, not there, and Huni gonna ulti down, but it doesn't quite tag the Gnar. And they'll just trade some cooldowns, why not? That's
one of those things where both top laners agree not to talk about what just happened. Junglers, though, coming up to the top side, and they do know that neither of the... Oh, now he shows, Shrimp turns around. Yeah, Huni was hiding in the bush, but once he comes out and shows...
So greedy, is now overloaded. Silence is there. Shrimp gonna follow. Repel lands in. Huni's got nothing left, and Shrimp gonna take him down. Cocoon lands in, and there's first blood.
Pretty aggressive there, staying for the extra shove, but it's a very tough situation to be in. You don't want to leave the wave there, and he really exposed himself a little bit there, trying to shove quickly. It's just that small window that he was able to be punished to. I mean, if Shrimp was a little bit further away, Huni was out of there. That was very... It was the least risky way that Huni could stick around to shove that wave, hide in the bush until the last possible second, then quickly get out there, try and melt all the minions and run away. It just happened that Shrimp had been hovering around, stayed on top side since that's where he committed his early gank and blew the flash. So good job there by Shrimp. Able to get first blood for Apex.
Does revisit, get himself a kill. So now Hex Drinker up for Ray. We've got the makings of a proto belt there for Huni. So Huni, his aggression, as per usual, will not be deterred despite taking a death. Keane also going to pick up the blue buff for himself as Shrimp continues working his top half of the map, making sure his solo laners are looking good. And bottom lane's actually looking just fine. Apollo farming up on the Caitlyn. Xpecial's able to heal him up nicely. I mean, we talked about sustain wars in the bottom lane. They're pretty much just trading farm. Shrimp and Reingover going to face each other again, but a Cocoon's going to land in. Reingover just shakes it off, though, not taking too much damage there.
Little jungler love tap there.
Gotta send a message.
Exactly. They know they're both around mid, so this should probably be inaction in mid. They're just kind of getting some extra vision now, jockeying for position at the moment.
Reingover really just been farming. Shrimp's been the one kind of aggressively in the lanes as Kane's still trading. Gonna take a lot of Twin Fangs to take out Pobelter, but he's got blue. He's probably got the sustain to try and overpower Vlad, but Pobelter is playing the lane nicely.
Yeah, it is rough since Pobelter was able to CS really well in the early stages and he's gotten to the cowl at least. You get so much health regen from a champion like Cassiopeia that's gonna poke you every time she snags you with one of those spells. You know, you start that extra regen ticking. Early magic resist is great, and that builds right into that spirit visage we talked about. Meanwhile, down bottom, you know, you talk about the sustain wards, the early armor penetration build is the one that Turtle's going to go with, and it is already starting to show itself. So the vision wars that are around Drake right now are very important to me. Not only because of the possibility of Jhin ultimates and Rumble ultimates, but also it's an Infernal Drake, and we know how these teams love to fight over the Infernals.
It's the big one. See if either team wants to make a move right now. 9 minutes in. Wouldn't be a bad time for a Dragon, but Shrimp and Reingover going to cross paths again. Reingover is going to spot the jungler. Going to try and take away the Scuttle Crab. Gets him instead. Wants Shrimp. Alley-oops him over the top, but not quite enough there as there's the lockdown in from Turtle. Good kill, Reingover.
Why the vision wars are important to me.
Xpecial again. Xpecial needs one more. That bullet went awry. Whoops. And no dice there. Adrian going to take some damage back.
Turtle is usually extremely accurate with long-range skill shots. We all remember the Jinx rocket steals on dragons and barons and even his snipes with ash arrows. However, right there, he was leading a little bit. Thought that Xpecial would try and dodge that way. Uh-oh, Pobelter in the mid lane.
Yeah, King wants an all-in, but he's not going to get it. Might still have enough damage. Her ulti's missed. Pobelter pulls, but it's in time to make sure he's safe, and Keane very barely missed that kill.
That's that chase down potential there from the kill pressure of Cassiopeia. The only real weakness early on is the mana problems, right? That's the thing that constricts Cassiopeia. Let's take another look here, though, at those Visions Wars on the bottom side around the Drake. Reingover, he just saw Shrimp clear out that other ward, and he already had a second one placed here. Actually, it might have been Adrian's ward, but it was a great collapse by the bottom lane, as well as Reingover being patient, coming just out of the fog of war with that body slam flash, not hesitating, not trying to fit in an auto attack or anything, instant combo, and they earn the kill back.
And despite that early gank in the top lane getting himself first blood, Shrimp does go down to Reingover, who's continuing to get a lead in the jungle CS as well. 20 CS up for Reingover is a nice lead early on. Huni's actually back, picked up his proto belt now as well. So we'll see if Reingover does want to pay more attention to that top lane, but he's bullying Ray a little bit. Ray's doing a good job keeping up in CS. But if there is any attention at all, either 2v1 or 2v2, things could get a little crazy as Turtle does take some damage there from Apollo, but going to be healed right back up by Adrian.
Yeah, actually don't like the use of Caitlyn ultimate in lane to harass when you're versus a Sona. Here we go, though. Huni
another face check. Huni taking damage, but
he's got proto belt too, so
he's fine. Not enough there from Shrimp despite the runic echoes, but a good bit of chunk hit out onto Huni. He'll have to play back for a little while because Reingover's busy bottom lane once again.
Yeah, split focus here from the junglers. Each of them have declared a different side of the map to concentrate on, and it looks like they're going to try and shove Apollo off of the turret, but he's not going anywhere.
Turtle just went in, but there's the dive looking for Immortals. They want it. Ulti in. Apollo gets locked up forever. Soraka ulti might save him, but he's not enough as Turtle able to take him down. Reingover will die, and Ray blocks the first shot. Narson back into it, and Turtle going to get caught in under the turret, but he doesn't take damage. Now Keane gonna flash his way in, looks for Huni. Twin Fangs him down. Pobelter finally makes his way down, but what a bloodbath. 2 for 3 in favor of Immortals.
Yeah, and Shrimp is trailing a little bit bit, but I think he's too late to the party. Gonna have to help clean up as Keane made the first roam down there, used Flash and Ghost to get there in time, and was able to get off the ultimate to slow down and snag the extra couple kills there. Very good collapse for them, and what a start for Apex here. Off to a lead versus Immortals. They make the call super early on. Look at the mid lane as well. Keane right now is further away, and Immortals are the ones diving. But Keane starts moving around from the mid lane, channeling here. Soraka keeps Apollo alive a lot longer than Immortals thought. And Ray's teleport does come in first as well, charging right at Wildturtle, getting to the sniper and throwing him back. There it is. Keane got the slow on Turtle, as well as Huni, and they're able to finish him off just before Pobelter arrives, which is pretty key, even though Shrimp was tailing the fight, and they could clean up any extra aggression as well. Immortals, though, they hate losing out in any sort of way, and if they give even one extra kill over, they'll make you pay for some way, right? They're back out on the map quicker, they return to the objective, and even though they lose out one extra kill, they'll pay for that and grab the Infernal Drake, as well as one extra minion wave for Ray. That will be the Tax.
Yep.
Actually, Tax is stacking up. Red buff as well.
Shrimp actually steals that one away. Huni wandering through. He's going to clear that buff around, collect a little bit of gold for himself. Ray is trying to knock down the top lane outer turret, but too much work required. Now 2v2 maybe brewing. Slow there for Huni with the harpoon. Another one lands in onto Shrimp. They do not want to fight here.
They really just want to zone them off of this minion wave right now. Ray and Shrimp trying to keep Huni away from farm, and it is working. You can see, especially because of the bottom lane focus, going for that Drake. Huni is a little bit behind in CS, which had started a little bit in lane as well.
Apollo trading with Adrian, but not really winning. Ulti down, Turtle gonna lock it up. Oh. Apollo still taking damage, and that's a kill for Adrian. Now the ulti gonna open up onto Xpecial. Pobelter here as well. Though Bull lands in, Xpecial gonna get his base crate off. There's Turtle with the snipe.
There he is. That's the Turtle we all know and love. Lands them all. Snag. If you hit the first one, you get that slow. Don't have to lead so much, especially on the Soraka. Here goes Reingover.
Dunks Keane there, and Huni's back in. Good ult from Keane. Does it around Shrimp. Able to take out Huni. Now Reingover grounded in the miasma. Is going to have to keep running, but Keane, he wants more. Pobelter going to try and turn it. Shrimp needs to CC him up. Pobelter very tanky. Pops the Hemoblade down and onto Keane, but Keane's still living. As well. And Pobelter has to bail. Cocoon's going to go wide, but the damage is there. Adrian now in to save the day, but Pobelter's still bleeding. Ray wants it. Not going to get it.
Give you some room. Keep going, baby.
I don't know.
Keep going.
Ray wants to go in. He doesn't have flash. Goal, Ray! He goes in, gets the stun, slaps him down. Paladin's 1v2, and Adrian's locked up as well. Cocoon's gonna land in. Keane's gonna follow in. There's another kill as now Reingover joins in. Oh my god, he died as well.
Keep going, Xpecial, all you. All right, they're gonna finish up the objective afterwards. That's why you let it breathe a little. Apex not done. Ray goes right in for it, and they clean up Apex here. Whew, very exciting start to this game. 15 minutes in. The gold still is very close, though. Remember that. All right, so here's where it all started. It seems like a long time ago, but this was the very strong play by Turtle and Adrian in the 2 versus 2. Just played that combo so well. Nothing that Caitlyn can do in the early game. Caitlyn's trying to scale up here, and Jin, as you said,
what happened.
There we go. All right, so Reingover starts it off. Here's a great counter gank. Keane turns around. This is one of those stories that we talked about where Cassiopeia is going to turn around ganks. Shrimp was right there. Great flash by Shrimp to get that cocoon. But then people just keep joining the fight. We have challenger after challenger after challenger. Ha! Ray tags in. It's like a wrestling match or something. And now they think, oh, Adrian's here. I guess we'll back off a little bit. It is Vladimir. I guess he could fool or something. So we're not going to dive quite yet. Move up the minions. But then that stair throw from Lay landing gets Pobelter super low. He gets the combo, stuns him into the wall. And here's the extra kill on Adrian, who just got a little bit greedy there, looking at the low health on Ray.
Ray does pay the price, though. Finally goes down. But he gets a triple kill for his dive in the process as the nut was still going. Ray not going to get snared up there by Wildturtle. He'll live this time around, but he's 5-1-2 now with the Black Cleaver finished.
Oh yeah, that is a scary Gnar at this stage. Oh, Down bottom, looking for...
That looks like a misfire. Apollo, though, still taking damage. Teleport back in from Apex, and Huni now forced to run away. Ray gonna jump in, pops over Apollo. That's gonna force a flash out. And Huni, oh, he's not done. Ray flashes after him over the wall. The slow lands in. He's gonna take him down. The ulti gonna finish it off.
Ray saves the day once again. Teleports in on the Gnar, able to take down Huni, who had used his ultimate to try and check if Apollo was in the first brush. Too bad, what's behind door number 2? Teleport comes in, and unlucky there for Huni and Immortals. Apex are looking very strong today.
Starting to get a little further ahead in gold as well, as we're actually trading turrets here. Ray and Apollo continuing to push bottom lane. Shrimp's not going to join them, but Immortals actually ahead on this race. And Huni does have TP if he has to join in somewhere, so we might commit to this. Tier 2s are going to start falling.
Yeah, I mean, extra cash in the bank here for the team that has Cassiopeia and Caitlyn looking to scale the back line. Feels pretty good. It's not like there's a huge late game advantage, but Caitlyn definitely wants to get some more multipliers in her build. Right now, Jin has a lot of pressure on the map, but here it goes. They call the teleport pretty early. That's why Apollo walks out of the brush. Headshot right to the face for Huni, and Ray's in there. He's like, I got flash too. I can hit my boomerang for the extra slow. And Apollo, scumbag. Nah, it's actually good to give it over to your AD carry.
Ray wanted it too. That last order was in the air.
Yeah,
As the sniper bullet landed.
We're just talking about, yeah, you want to get Caitlyn up to her crit multiplying build, and Infinity Edge is in the works for Apollo. Runo's already done for those quickly stacking headshots.
Well, Apex looking good. 1,000 gold ahead, even in turrets, and up in kills is a good start, but not a huge lead versus a team like Immortals who have done a good job trading objectives back and forth. They do have mid lane open though, so Apex have access to the center of the map pretty much whenever they want. And with the Cloud Drake up now in 8 seconds, we could have yet another fight brewing. It's been an action-packed game so far.
Definitely possible. Right now, Apex have a good amount of vision around the Drake as well. Plus, they're the team with Caitlyn. Love it when mid-game Caitlyn can try and stack up a bunch of traps around the objective they want to go for. Looks like they don't even need to take the time though, because Apex, their team fight is looking so good at the moment. And Huni is top. They don't want to use his teleport, so Cloud Drake will go over to Apex.
And Ray wants to start another fight. Gonna force 3 members of Immortals away. Adrian actually burnt Flash. 1v3. Both Keane and Ray looking very strong.
Definitely true. Both teams working towards, well, Reingover's still working on his locket. Shrimp rushed the locket on Elise, which is very important since they're facing the not only double solo lane AP, but also solo lane, or also jungler AP. So both teams really do need the magic resistance aura, and Apex with the extra money on the jungler are able to get to it first.
So Keane also going Abyssal after the Arcane and that early Morello Noacon, so plenty of good resistances here. As Ray is going to clear out this top wave here. King going to waddle down. Bottom lane does see Pobelter. Not going to see him, but going to just push the wave out that Pobelter was kind of shoving back towards that tier 2.
Definitely getting scary here as Apex's backline starts to get more and more threatening. Keane just has to stay up. With Ray on the front line too, it's going to be hard for Immortals to actually get back there. So I think it is up to Reingover. We always talk about, yeah, he's the one with most of the initiation duties, bringing a lot of the CC to the table when they build most of their compositions. Now it is going to be a lot on his great ultimates, not just for initiation, but also to separate Apex and try and break up their battle lines. Then it's on Adrian to follow up with a crescendo. There is always that possibility of flash crescendo for, you know, a proactive Sona move, but it's so much better as a follow-up than it is to have Sona very squishy on the front line trying to flash in there and create it for themselves. Turtle looks for the slow.
For a pick, bullet's not going to land. Pobelter actually, that's a little too far forward. Keane going to shove him down to 30% health. Keane might even commit for it. Huni tries to split them with the equalizer, but Reingover gets nailed by another cocoon, and Apex going to chase them out of their jungle.
Yeah, they fight him off 4 versus 5 here, and Immortals limp away a little bit worse for wear as Ray's been split pushing in the bottom side. Ray has a 3-level lead over Huni on this Gnar. He is absolutely massive. Dyrus was talking about this on the analyst. That's how Gnar is one of those champions that can really take over a game because of how threatening it can be to the back line. And Jin is one of those AD carries without escapes of his own. has to be very worried for himself.
Oh, Ray going in for Huni here as well. Huni trying to proto-build out, but Ray going to keep slowing him down. Doesn't even need the frozen mallet. 1v2 as Reingover joins in. Ray flashes over, gets himself a kill, takes the blue up, and now it's Reingover. Misses the wallop just barely, but is he going to chase in for it? Looking hungry, now he's 1v3. Ults him in, Reingover locked down there as Jin's going to try and snare him up. Crescendo committed, Ray has also been exhausted, but he wants to keep fighting. Looks for it, the dust blade's there, and the shutdown comes in for Wildturtle. But there's Baron starting for Apex.
Ray is a monster. He's like, I'll take this, I'll take that, I'll take this. There's 4 people on him. Apex trying to burn down Baron as everyone from Immortals went to kill Ray, and it looks like they can get it. Can they escape afterwards, though?
CO very good. Baron damage is enough. Pobelter going to try and run them out. Snare's good. Apex just need to keep covering. Hemo Plague already down. Adrian committed his ulti. Reingover looks for it, but they flash out. Keane with a great disengage ulti, but Apollo gets sniped on the back end. Keane's forced to flash out as Huni lays down the equalizer. Reingover back in, lands in the body slam as Xpecial trying to keep them alive. Keane, he's so low on mana, but I'm not sure they have the damage. Xpecial going to get chased down. Jin needs to land this up. Xpecial dies to Pobelter. Shrimp now going to look to die as well. The snipe not there as the repel's coming down, but Pobelter going to tank up the turret. There's the double for Vlad.
Whoa, what a necessary chase for Immortals, as Apex are able to burn it down in time, but not make the complete escape. And man, Immortals had to burn everything to chase them down and not let this game completely snowball in Apex favor. Look at Ray here, absolutely destroying Huni, then turns around, hey, there's a blue buff over here that Reingover was just doing. Thank you, I'll take that as well. That actually might have made him a little bit overconfident, because then he chases Reingover. And this is a little bit of a mistake, but you can already see the pings. Pings immediately as Ray was going for that chase onto the Baron. So that was a calculated sort of 1v4 man mode for Ray, as Apex were planning on trying to trade that for the Baron. However, just a couple seconds either way there really breaks the game. In the end, Immortals do get the chase down, so the game's not broken wide open for Apex. However, there it is, Infinity Edge completed for Apollo. This is a Cassiopeia Caitlyn late game backline, which is going to be very difficult to get to. They do have a pretty good
Reingover. Oh, he doesn't have the reach, but Turtle does. Manages to snipe down Cassio, and now Adrian goes in, tags Apollo with a crescendo, but they might turn it around. Xpecial trying to run and heal them away, and Ray cannot join right now. Good double bop there for Reingover. Turtle going off. Gets himself another release, comes down, and Shrimp is dead.
Did I say difficult to get to? I meant super exposed in the mid lane, right in front of the turret. There's no Gnar there blocking things for them. So much backline access there from Immortals, as it's great ultimates from all members. Huni, Wildturtle, Reingover, and Adrian all collaborate there on that engage in the mid lane and really punish Apex for having their squishy targets here right in front of the turret. Whew.
Ray just trying to trade, but he's not even going to get that. Immortals claim the mid lane tier 2. Ray just playing back, wants to pop back in a mini form. Now he's going to go in for the turret. Black Cleaver done, Frozen Mallet done. He's got the damage here, but Huni's joining in. Ray going to hop away.
Yeah, it's a tough decision for Apex, because for me, you always think, okay, Ray's our fed player. We got to play around Ray, right? The Gnar in the front line, he's going to be the one soaking up the Jin bullets and the long-range initiation from Immortals. But there's the other school of thought where Ray's super fed. He can 1v1, he can 1v2 almost anybody. So we want to have him split pushing. In the end, it'd be much better for him to be on the front lines and group, it looks like, as far as the 5-on-5 siege from Apex, because they don't have much disengage.
Nope, Shrimp getting blown up though as he popped back in. Infernal Drake did go over to Immortals. Turtle gonna open up with the ultimate. Pobelter trying to zone them away. Huni chunking down Keane, pops the zonies and turns on the flame speed of Pobelter straight to the backline, takes out Keane as he just jumps in. A Reingover is gonna go get taken out. Shrimp able to get him. Xpecial trying to kite away, but Pobelter's able to claim that one. Shrimp also can't get to Wildturtle, but they do claim one on the back end. Adrian's finally going to fall. This is a mess.
It is a bit scrappy here, and it is a 2-4...
Oh, Ray wants in again. Slow down. Huni going to turn things back in onto Shrimp. Apollo cutting around. Good little bullet. Needs one more. Not been able to get tripped by Wildturtle. That's going to force the flash out as Ray going to try and kite Pobelter back, but he's got too much healing. Pobelter flashes in.
Turtle wants to use his crit bullet. Oh, they're running from it. He does get the W snipe. And now we'll end it, Pastry.
All right, 4 kills to 3 as Apex go down there in that trade. They got the Drake as well, so Immortals definitely back in the driver's seat.
I don't even know where we're starting. I don't think we saw the very beginning of this. So this is starting even earlier, and it was Immortals right back on the Infernal. So sneakily stacking up Infernals and within all this chaos. Good zoning ult there from Huni and zoning Zonias. Look at that! He cut off 4 people and burned down one of the backline carries. Really good team fight there from him. But then Ray is a monster. He's actually tunneling on Adrian, which might not be the best position, but regardless, they do get Adrian, and Shrimp went to go try and chase down the backline. And he actually does he have a Guardian Angel? I feel like he might have had to use the Guardian Angel proc to get back up, because I thought he was dead. Yeah, he does have a Guardian Angel, so he got right back up after the Guardian Angel. Then he baited in Huni. Then Apollo netting toward Wildturtle. He wanted to get the last auto, but Turtle's not one of those guys that runs away from an 80 carry high noon duel. He just fires off the shot and is able to get the snipe as well. So Turtle cleans up 2 extra kills in the end, turning it in favor of Immortals. And man, Immortals have just kept on with the scrappy fights here and just kind of brawled their way out of that early deficit.
And they're going to keep doing so as well. They're up 500 gold, looking to break parity on the turret. Shrimp actually tanks Wildturtle ultimate pretty nicely there. As Immortals going to have to try a little harder. Ray's split pushing without his teleport in the top lane though.
He's still a monster. I mean, he definitely still has a lot of the cash, so Huni's going to try and defend. Huni does also have his Zonias active.
Huni, you can't die here. The frozen mouth's going to proc in. Hyper's dead. Huni's going to go down. He's got the Zonias. He'll buy a little more time. But Ray just needs to time the wall. Oh, he mistimes it, but he ultis him anyway, and there's the kill.
Doesn't matter if he uses that mistimes 1, because he's got 2 more right up. Oh, actually, they're on the chase. The other squad of Immortals there, they're all trying to recall, and the rest of Apex are chasing them, buying Ray time to kill this turret. If you see them scattering across the mini-map right now, all members trying to chase down and cut off Ray. I don't know if Reingover can get there in time, or if he even wants to.
Ray actually pulls away because Wildturtle is going to snipe him away in that brush, but Reingover's going to check it. They can't see him. And Racine is going to get away.
Ray. Able to take down an inhibitor turret, relieve pressure of the siege down bottom. And man, do we have an intense first game to this series here, Pastry.
Still so close. Apex are now up 500 gold after Ray took that turret. So they're just going back and forth here. Successful defense on the tier 2 in bottom lane. Also bought Apex enough time to let Ray really open up the map. And he went 3 damage items and now has his Randulance components. So he was scary before, just out-dueling people, but maybe was a little too squishy. Now he's actually getting tanky as well.
Which is really key, because the best thing to have versus an enemy Jhin, especially a 9-1 Jhin, is that you need a tanky, big body on the front line to soak the ultimate bullets. Any squishy that gets tagged by Wildturtle bullets is going to start to go down very, very quickly. Wildturtle is a huge carry, a huge threat right now for Immortals. And somebody's going to have to soak, you know, the first couple of those bullets.
Ooh,
and Ray's going to be the one to do it. Ray's actually still split pushing. He's not with the team. He does have teleport though.
Yeah, this could be maybe a race here. Apex can't see them. Keane wants to find the perfect ultimate. Shrimp maybe looking for a steal instead. They're moving in for it, but Reingover secures it. And now they're going to move in. Keane has to flash out of the way. Pops the Sarah shield as Pobelter just chasing him out of the way. Ray going to keep him on the base, but Keane gets caught up by Reingover and taken down. Apollo's already dead as well. Apex is trying to buy time, but Xpecial leads to crescendo. He's stunned off. This is crazy.
That's the problem here, because it looked like Apex actually made the choice not to go for the steal and just try and contest Immortals to make sure that they don't recall and stop the split push. But we observed this before. The Apex 4-man squad that split away from their massive carry, their tank, and their split pusher, Ray, they can't escape anything. They don't have disengage. While yes, Cassiopeia and Caitlyn are great late game damage sources, they don't have extra mobility, and Soraka's not a support that provides that. Shrimp on Elise is not a jungler that provides disengage or provides extra support for the backline. So that 4-man squad that's sent there to annoy the Baron people and stop their recalls ends up just being fodder. More kills over to Immortals. They'll happily take the Baron and those kills.
I mean, this is what it started, but Immortals managed to take this, and Apex just can't really get in here. Keane just gets destroyed, actually.
Yeah, what is this back squad of 4 low mobility champions going to do? Rumble Ultimate gets in there to slow him down, and then everybody from Morris just flashes in on him. And Apex can try and scramble, but they don't really have the tools necessary to disengage that. That all being said, Ray still got some work done. He killed another inhibitor turret. Yep. The inhibitors are exposed. Problem is, you keep giving over extra money and extra neutral buffs like this to Immortals, you're not going to be able to go take the rewards for taking down those inhibitor turrets. The inhibitors are exposed, but Immortals are strong enough now. 3 Infernal Drakes and the extra gold from these team fights that they're not going to let you revisit those inhibitors.
And with Baron buff, it looks like this tier 2 tower is not long for this world. Apex going to do their best job wave clearing out of the way, but they can just be patient here.
Yeah.
I mean, Huni's even top lane. Ray doesn't have TP, so he pretty much has to stick with the team.
He is with the team right now. He's got a built-up Gnar bar, so he's in a great position. I mean, he's got flash as well. This time, it's up to Immortals for their 4-man squad to disengage and buy time for Huni to move up, because Immortals actually have Gragas. They actually have some disengage tools. And it's going to be on Reingover to make sure that Ray doesn't get one of those great Gnar ultimates and snag the backline there.
Keane, that's not good news. Trim's going to try and tank these bullets, but Ray actually looking for an engage. I think he slows down. Reingover's about to turn Mega. What can he find? He needs a big ultimate here. Pobelter may be caught. Miasma going to lock him down for a bit, but Reingover pops him in. Ray though flashes in, gets the warp on the 2, and now Keane going to flash forward for it. They need to get to the backline, but Adrian's going to turn the crescendo around, and Apex just don't have enough. Pobelter's unstoppable as he rips through the backline. Huni going to play cleanup, and Apex 3 down already. Shrimp going to get chased under the turret. Immortal's going to look to secure one. Shrimp GA does get popped. Ray's out of there. But I don't think Shrimp's so lucky. 4 kills for Immortals.
Oh, Immortals see it coming a mile away. They know that Ray is itching to get in there. They kite back. They buy time for Huni to teleport in, and they turn it right back around on him.
That's going to do it. Immortals will break the Nexus turrets down and claim the Nexus and